Hello everyone. So I was thinking to make a small movie about what is going to happen on tomorrow night and Friday and Shabbat with the holiday, just to summarize everything that we talked about. And I want to remind everyone that tomorrow night we have to clean everything, and then to have the 10 pieces of bread wrapped in aluminum foil, spread all over the house, and then we have to find it. And of course we are going to say a blessing in the beginning, and we're going to say the canceling of the chametz at the end. On Friday morning we will take these pieces and we are going to burn them, but when we burn them, differently than other years, we're not going to say the canceling of the chametz. We are gonna only burn it and not gonna say the canceling. Why? Because we're still eating chametz. Okay, we are still allowed to eat, and we are gonna have to eat for Shabbat. Okay, but we because the holiday falls directly after Shabbat, then we need to we are not able to burn this anymore. Okay, so we're gonna burn the chametz Friday morning. Okay, Friday evening, before we light candles, I recommend everyone to have a pre-existing flame. Yes, a candle that you are gonna at least 48 hours, 72 hours that you're gonna light before you light candles. Okay, because on Saturday evening we are gonna also need to light again candles. Okay, so on Friday evening, of course, the kitchen and everything has to be kosher for Pesach. Everything has to be already in. The chametz has to be sold already. All the chametz has to come in. All the plates and everything has to go inside. Now, there are two ways to do this. One, to use the same on Shabbat, to use the same vessels that we used. Of course, the food have to be cooked as kosher for Pesach in vessels that are kosher for Pesach. But let's say that we want to use the same place that we are using during the year, so we can do that, but we are not allowed to wash them after. It means that if I use the plates and the utensils that I'm eating with, I'm not going to be able to wash the plates and everything, because the kitchen sink, it's already kosher for Pesach, so I'm not allowed to do that anymore. So my recommendation is to buy a very nice plastic and to use plastic for this Shabbat. We have no other choice actually. And you cook everything in kosher for Pesach vessels. Everything has to be already kosher for Pesach, the kitchen, the oven, everything. And then when you bring the food, just try to bring the food already on the table, not to bring the vessels on the table, like the pots and stuff like that. Only the food that you are going to eat on that meal. And use pita or lafa that are they're not leaving too many crumbs. Okay, and we can eat that for Friday evening and Shabbat morning. Now, Shabbat morning, it's a bit problematic because the ending time of eating chametz is around 9:30 in the morning. So you're not going to be able to do and we are obligated by the Halacha to eat 2 meals with bread. It means that on Friday evening we have to eat bread, and on Shabbat morning we have to eat bread. It means that the Shabbat morning meal has to be very earlier than usually. Okay, so everybody usually have a custom to pray when on sunrise, okay, on Netzach Hama, and to come home and to eat very early around 8. We are doing something very small for Shabbat, like dairy, yeah, and we finish everything up until 9:30, and whatever chametz you have left, you have to destroy, or to throw it into the toilet, or to put it in a vessel and pour some I don't know, soap on it, and then throw it to the garbage. Whatever you need to do, and only after you do this, you are canceling the chametz, like we had to do on when we burned the chametz, but we didn't do because we could still use the chametz. Okay, so Friday evening, open a pre-existing flame, a big candle, so you have it for Saturday. Then use plastic, yes, and then and use bread, of course, and then take everything and throw it to the garbage or whatever. Just destroy the chametz, don't leave it like that. And on Shabbat morning, the meal has to, the eating of the chametz has to be finished till 9:30 in the morning and not more than that. After this, the third meal can be done on mezonot or fruits or whatever, or cakes for Pesach, but not matzah, because on Erev Pesach we have to not to eat matzah. We have to be very careful with the matzah, because we have to have the taste of the matzah, the taste of the matzah on Erev Pesach has to be fresh. Yeah, so we can say the Yechianu, we also include the matzah inside. So it's very important to not to eat matzah on Saturday at all until the evening. Okay, now Pesach, Shabbat comes out. Of course, after we have to make sure that we are not preparing everything before. Okay, it means that I'm not allowed after the third meal to take my vessels and to clean and to prepare the table for Pesach. Nothing. We leave everything like that until we see the 3 stars, until after Tzet HaKochavim, okay, the 3 stars, and only after that I am allowed. I'm gonna say Baruch HaMabdil Ben Kodesh LeKodesh, because it's still a holy day, and then we light the candles from the pre-existing flame. Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kiddushanu B'Mitzvotav V'Tzivanu Ladlik Ner Shel Yom Tov. And of course, if you're Ashkenazi, you can say Shechianu. If you're Sephardi, you will not say Shechianu. And when we are gonna do Kiddush in Leil HaSeder, we are gonna also add the part of the havdalla inside Kiddush. Okay? Only after that I am allowed to prepare the table for the seder and put everything together. Up until this moment, I am not allowed to prepare anything. I have to be very, very careful not to prepare anything. Okay, of course we're going to do the Leil HaSeder, and then Pesach starts, and then everything goes okay. In this point you can use the new vessels for Pesach. Of course on Shabbat you're not allowed to use the vessels for Pesach, because they're kosher for Pesach, and you are still eating bread. And even though the food that you are eating is cold, we are not allowed to use the plates for Pesach. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope I covered everything, and if you have any questions left, please write it in the group. Don't be shy. It's very important to have that everything is going to be clear. Okay? Chag Sameach, and see you all Bezrat Hashem after the holiday.